everyone, Carlos here from Keratin Color, ready for another video on how to do an Olaplex treatment and a keratin treatment at the same time. If you already watched the video that we did before with the in-salon Olaplex treatment, you'll notice that the first thing we did was rinse the hair, apply the treatment with the Olaplex treatment number 1 and number 2, and then we left it on for 15 minutes, and then we go ahead and shampoo. I'm ready to do the keratin treatment, but what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be shampooing with a special clarifying shampoo for the keratin treatment. And don't be afraid of shampooing really good. 2 shampoos, shampoo the hair really good to make sure you remove all of that Olaplex residue that might still be in the hair. Don't worry about getting rid of it. The Olaplex treatment already did what it had to do on the hair. So it's all good to go. You don't have to worry about anything. We're ready to move to the next step. Okay, so like I said, we already did 2 shampoos on my client, Valerie. You remember her from the previous video. And now I'm going to make sure that I'm rinsing the hair really good so there is no shampoo left, no treatment left, nothing in the hair. It's ready to go. And if you remember from the first video, what we did on Valerie first was remove the buildup from the hair. We first did a Malibu treatment to remove all that buildup to make sure that when we put the Olaplex treatment, the keratin and the hair will be 100% clean. It will take everything in right into the hair, right into the shaft. After we did the Malibu treatment, we rinse the hair and then we apply the Olaplex without shampooing. We apply the Olaplex and then from there, we go in ahead and then we rinse the hair, we shampoo the hair really good twice with a clarifying shampoo, and now we are rinsing the hair to make sure that everything is 100% gone. And we're going to take the client back to the chair and we're going to blow dry her hair and do all of that fun stuff that we have to do with keratin treatment. Okay, so we are back at the chair with my client Valerie, and what I'm going to do is just like when you open a bottle of wine, I'm going to pour the keratin in the bowl before I blow dry her hair and do all of that fun stuff. That way we are letting the keratin breathe a little bit. Now, I'm going to start with a little bit of keratin because keratin goes long ways. You don't have to pour a lot in, especially for her type of hair, how short it is and everything. I want to say that about an ounce will be enough. Okay, but as I'm working on her hair, I'll see if I need to add a little bit more. Now, I'm using a brush, gloves, a cap, the towel to clean my hands just in case. Now, remember, the keratin treatment is a smoothing treatment. It's not a relaxer, it's not a straightening system, it's nothing like that. All the keratin treatment is going to do is smooth down the hair, okay? It's going to smooth it down, it's going to close the cuticle, and it's going to make it look pretty, very pretty for you. But it's not going to make the hair straight or anything like that. So please, if you are thinking about doing a keratin treatment but you're not really sure about what results you're going to get, maybe you want to think about doing the blowout first. The blowout keratin treatment lasts up to 6 weeks. The full treatment, the smoothing keratin treatment lasts between 3 and 5 months. So if what you want is to first see how the keratin works on your hair, first go for the blowout, the keratin blowout. The keratin blowout lasts up to 6 weeks in the hair, and it's faster to do in the salon. It's a taste of what the big treatment does. So it's a good way of finding out how the keratin treatment is going to work on your hair. When you're doing a full smoothing keratin treatment, you have to blow dry the hair 100%, and then you apply the keratin and do all of that fun stuff. So let me go ahead and start blow drying her hair, and I'll come back to you so you're not just waiting there, okay? So I'll be right back. Okay, so now that her hair is all nice and dry, I'm going to start applying the keratin treatment on her hair. This is going to have really good results. Look down on the hair, okay? So if you want to point this way, you want to grab just a little bit of keratin. See that right there? So you pretty much touch it, clean it, and apply. Now, with whatever you have at your left in your brush, you touch a little bit the roots. That's it. You don't want to put too much keratin in the hair. You shouldn't see any leftover. Okay? So you do that through all the hair. Throughout the hair. Now remember, you don't want to be using a lot of this because she's going to keep the keratin treatment on her hair for 3 days. So you don't want it to feel too thick or anything like that on her scalp. Okay, so you want to use just a little bit. So again, like 1/2 inch to 1 inch sections. You split it, just like so. Grab a little bit of keratin, just a little bit, see? It's not a lot. See, you clean it. And then you apply it away from the roots, like about 1 inch away from the roots, towards the end. And whatever you have left in the brush, you apply it at the root. Now again, you don't want to be applying it at the root on the skin. You want to apply it at the hair, just like so. You comb. When doing the sides, what you can do is the same rule applies, but to keep the product away from her face, I do this even with colors sometimes, okay? It just works out perfect. You apply it in an angle section. You apply it an inch away from the roots, and then come back and apply the rest at the roots. And then you comb, see? You comb it. Now, I'm just showing you this right now in advance. First, I'm going to finish this part, and then I'm going to come back to the front. And again, I'm bringing everything back. And then after this, we'll leave it on for 20 minutes with a cap, and then we'll try and do the rest. So I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm done applying the keratin treatment on the hair. Something very important that I want you to know here. Can you get closer for a moment? If you see something that looks dry, don't go and apply more keratin on it. The keratin is already on the hair. All that the hair needs, it's already in the hair. If you put more, you're going to extra saturate the hair. So only apply what is needed. If you end up not using that much, you cannot return it to the bottle because you will contaminate the keratin. So you'll need to throw it out. So always start by pouring just a little bit of keratin. And if you need more, you can always go get some more. And right here, we're going to go ahead and comb everything really good. And we're going to put a plastic cap on her. We're gonna leave the keratin treatment on the hair for 20 minutes, and then we'll come back to blow dry the entire hair and everything. So, okay, now it's been 20 minutes and I'm ready to blow dry her hair. So I'm going to blow dry it 100%, and then we're going to strain it. Okay, so we have begun the flat ironing part, the straining part. With the straining part, you want to go ahead and grab around like 1/2 inch of 1/2 inch sections of the hair to make sure that you can go ahead and flare it. When flaring the hair, you want to hold the part that you're going to flare in. It looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See? Done. Very quick. And you're pulling the hair down. And then you're going to go and run through the ends. 1, 2, 3. And note how I'm bending the hair a little bit as I'm doing the ends. And I'm making sure that I am getting those ends. So you want to make sure that you are actually going through the entire section and you're making it nice and smooth. Okay? So let me show you with the next part. Pull on the hair. Tap, 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 tap 7 times. 1, 2, 3, and again, complete. Wait until you get to the end and get those ends. You can turn it a little bit, just a little bit. You don't have to go and flip the entire thing because then you're going to start building curls. But just a little bit, just so that you can go ahead and give it a little bit of a curve. Unless the client wants it like completely straight, then that's a different story, right? See that? Style the hair with some volume on it. Remember, the client has to stay with the keratin treatment on the hair for 3 days. So let's make it look good and give it volume. For better results, make sure to use the proper shampoo and conditioner from Keratin Complex, available at all Cut and Color salons.